Hello, this is Kaki Lee, and welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show, where I'll be sharing daily, bite sized pearls of wisdom I've picked up along my life journey that has allowed me to embrace and unleash my inner abundant goddess. And that's exactly what I want for you, to embrace and unleash your inner abundant goddess. I love talking about anything and everything to do with life, but I especially love talking about money, mindset, and energy, which is the main focus here. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe to my show so you don't miss out on your daily dose of wisdom from myself. And also follow me and let me know what you think on Facebook and Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Abundant Goddess Show and day 10 of my 40 Days to 40 series, where I share 40 things I've learned in my life so far over 40 days. Today's pearl of wisdom is say sorry to your children. This is a very important one because I feel a lot of parents have this complex about saying sorry to the children because you're the parent, they're the child, and you're the parent, so you know best. I disagree with that because children actually know a lot of things or see things that we don't see. They see things as they are, complicate things. They express their emotions as they are, real and raw. If they're angry, they will show that they're angry. If they're happy, they'll show they're happy. If they want to do something, they will go off and do it. If they don't want to do something, they don't. And for anyone who is on that personal growth and spiritual growth path, that is where we want to head. So if you think about it, we were children and we were doing all the things that we're trying to get to as adults, but we've got so much bullshit and stories that's being fed to us that we believe that we can't do that anymore. We get shut down by society, we get shut down by our parents, we get shut down by our friends when we do things that go against the grain. Now, let's be real here. I'm no parenting expert, and I definitely won't win a Parent of the Year award. But for me, I really think that saying sorry has so much power, whether it's to your children or to your friend or to someone that you've done something wrong to or unintentionally hurt. It is the kindest gesture because when you say sorry and ask for forgiveness, you clear that bad juju, that bad energy that hangs around the situation so that we don't carry that emotion around and then start writing stories and developing patterns around that story because of that situation. And add to that, when you say sorry to your children, that power is increased because you are helping them, preventing them actually from having a lifetime of trauma that they need to heal when they become adults, if they even get to the point where they know that they need healing or they need to work through trauma. So, how powerful if you can say sorry to your children to release them from the emotions that are going to keep them stuck throughout their lives. Oh, that just feels really good. I'm very, very self aware. I'm someone that is very self aware, sometimes too self aware, but I do yell at my children because sometimes you get to that point where you're just over the threshold. And even if you're self aware, it just comes out anyway. There's, many times where I ask my children to do something nicely. Evie, can you please put that away? Evie, can you please put that away? Mummy told you that 10 minutes ago. Can you please put that away? And by the 11th time that you've asked them really nicely, it may or may not be appropriate to explode a little, even though your soul, because I hear it in my head, is like, are you really going to yell at them for this? And I'm past that point where I'm like, just shut up. I just need to release this. Right. I'm just like, is basically just pushing that voice aside and going rah. And I always instantly regret it when I yell because everyone is just in a bad mood afterwards. And then my husband, if he's here, would be going into like damage control mode. But I always say sorry. Sometimes I can do it instantly because I'm just like, oh my God, what did I just do? Why did I just shout at my children over something so trivial? Sometimes I might have to walk away from the situation for a little while before I say sorry. But the long and the short of it is that I always say sorry for yelling. And depending on the day, I explain to my children why I yelled, why I shouldn't have yelled, and how we could prevent this from happening and how they made me feel. And I always ask them how they felt. I mean, my 2-year-old can't tell me, but my 6-year-old can. And we have full on conversation around what happened, followed by hugs and kisses. Actually, the hugs and kisses come first. The sorry, hugs and kisses, chat, hugs and kisses. Usually when I'm talking to my children, we'll be like full on embracing and looking at each other and talking. And then we have a really good time and feel so much better afterward. There's so much love and your heart expands. You just feel so warm and fuzzy. And for me, saying sorry doesn't mean that what my children did were right. Or is it because I'm forcing them to do something that they don't want to do? But the thing is, when you say sorry, you are taking responsibility for your actions. And what I want is for my children to take responsibility for their actions. If they did something wrong, I want them to be brave enough to have the balls or the uterus, whatever you want to call it, however you want to refer. But I want them to have the courage, the bravery, the guts to stand up and go, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I did this. Yes, I did do this. And many a times when people actually admit to their mistakes, people are like, oh, wow, she actually admitted it, or he actually admitted that he or she did something wrong. And people show you a lot more respect because you are taking ownership of your actions. And I can apply this. I've seen this happen at work. And I'm always very quick to say, sorry. I'm like, oh, shit, I did that. Sorry. But I've also seen people that don't say sorry. And then people find out that they did that. And then it just all blows up. And people look at them in a different light because, like, wow, this guy or this girl doesn't even have the courage or the guts to admit that they did something wrong. And they're trying to slip it under the rug and hide it from everyone. It's not cool. It is so not cool. So what I want is to teach my children to be able to have the guts to say sorry. And when you think about it, right, for me, I'm turning 40 in 30 days' time. Isn't it ridiculous that a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, or however old your children are can trigger you like that? It's ridiculous. I've had nearly 40 years on earth, and these little children can make me get angry. It's like they just are being children, right? I'm getting angry at my children for being children. It just doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. You can laugh about it. But one thing I promise you that is that if you say sorry to your kids, you will build better relationships with them. You're saving them also from lifetime of trauma if you continuously yell at them about the same things or push them to do something that they don't want to do. And all the things that, if you look at your own upbringing, hasn't worked out for you in your life and you've had to go off and see a therapist or go and do, healing or whatever it is you need to do, or go, oh shit, I'm stuck in this pattern. Why? Because this and this is this happened in my childhood. By saying sorry, you are releasing that energy, releasing those emotions so they don't stay in your system. And there is strength, there is power in taking responsibility and saying sorry for your actions. And it builds better relationship. Your children feel safe and secure. They feel heard. They feel understood. because, okay, yes, you yelled, you're showing them that you are human, but you're also showing them to take up responsibility for what you did. And then having the discussion builds a relationship, because communication is key to building any relationship. And, you always know you're doing something right when your children come up to you. For example, the other night, my daughter, my 6-year-old, obviously, came to me and said, "Mummy, can we have a chat like the one we have after we have a fight, but we haven't had a fight?" Because she wanted to tell me something that was upsetting her that her sister was doing. But isn't that beautiful that my child feels safe and feels she can talk to me, to express her feelings and feel heard, and for her to get tools and tips for how she can navigate her emotions, because that's what I help her with as well. Isn't that amazing? Because I say sorry, I listen to my children and I explain to them about being human. So that they understand that it's okay to fuck up, because no one is perfect. But own it and understand it and listen to what was really happening. So are you ready to put down your bullshit story of parents know best and say sorry to your children? That's the end of the show and day 10 of my 40 Days to 40 series. Please share this episode with anyone that needs a reminder that it's okay to say sorry to your children. If you like what you heard, please subscribe to my show and remember to follow me over at Facebook and Instagram at Abundance with Kaki Lee. There's fun things happening leading up to my 40th birthday on the 30th of May. And lastly, if you're interested in working with me or learning from me, send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram, or email me at hello@kakilee.com.